Hello everyone, welcome to the Book Circle family. I, Ranjita, am your guide to introduce the magical world of books and reading to all your kids. Looking forward to building more budding bookworms in this community. Hope you all have a wonderful time reading this story to your kids. Titus's Troublesome Tooth. Titus the goat has a terrible toothache and everyone in the farmyard wants to help. But Titus doesn't want his tooth butted or pecked or scratched out, so he runs around grouching and grumbling. Then he finds out the vet is on the way. Join us to find out how Titus gets rid of his toothache. Titus the goat ate everything. He ate carrots and cabbages. He ate dandelions and daisies. He ate prickly tickly thistles. And he even ate Farmer Harry's pants and vests off the washing line. Titus absolutely loved eating until one day he woke up with a terrible pain. He didn't want his breakfast and he didn't want to munch and crunch the apples in the orchard. He wasn't even tempted to nibble at Mrs. Harry's nightgown. Titus felt as miserable as a goat with a toothache. He was a very grouchy, grumbly goat indeed. "That's a troublesome tooth," said Danny the donkey. "Open your mouth and I'll pull it out with my big, strong teeth." Titus shook from the horns to the tip of his tail. "Oh, no thanks," he bleated. He ran and grouched and grumbled until he reached the farmyard. "That's a troublesome tooth," said Sadie the hen. "Open your mouth and I'll peck it out with my nice sharp beak." Titus quivered on all four hooves. "Oh, no thanks," he cried. Titus ran and grouched and grumbled until he reached the barn. "That's a troublesome tooth," said Polly the cat. "Open your mouth and I'll scratch it out with my long shiny claws." Titus trembled from his white beard to his furry bottom. "Oh, no thanks," he shouted. Titus ran and grouched and grumbled until he reached the meadow. "That's a troublesome tooth," said Basil the bull. "Open your mouth and I'll butt it out with my hard curly horns." Titus's teeth chattered and rattled. "Oh, no thanks," he sobbed. Titus ran and grouched and grumbled until he reached the duck pond. "That's a troublesome tooth," said Daphne the duck. "Open your mouth and I'll tug it out with some duckweed." Titus shook so much that he nearly fell into the water. "Oh, no thanks," he yelled. Titus ran and grouched and grumbled until he found himself right back in the farmyard again. "Don't worry," said Sadie the hen. "Farmer Harry will get rid of the troublesome tooth for you because he's called the vet." "The vet!" shouted Titus. He quivered and he shivered, he trembled and he shook. His teeth rattled and chattered. "No way do I want the vet!" Titus ran and grouched and grumbled until Titus bashed his head against the fence and the troublesome tooth fell out at last. So kids, did you see how scared Titus was about getting his tooth removed? And finally his troublesome tooth fell out. Thank you for listening. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel and keep listening to more videos.